All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Just Ask Julia. I'm going to turn it over to Liz and let you take it away and talk about LinkedIn.
Good morning, everybody. If you have heard Julia and I talk about anything at all at any point in time, you've probably heard us talk a lot about LinkedIn in regards to content strategy, in regards to making connections and leveraging the platform for whatever your needs are. Today, we're actually going to answer some questions around something that we get a lot of vagueness, ambiguity. A lot of people don't really know a lot of about, and that's LinkedIn Premium and whether or not it is something that is worth it for your needs. First and foremost, what is the little gold inbox of LinkedIn Premium and what does it mean? Do you need it? So LinkedIn Premium, as you know, is the paid service on LinkedIn that gives you added features based on what some of your needs are. Can you use the platform for free? Absolutely, yes. My goal today is not to talk to you or convince you that you absolutely need to have LinkedIn Premium. I don't think it's the right solution for absolutely everybody on the platform, but it is a wonderful tool for specific needs. And we're going to talk about some of that. There are 5 different types of accounts you can have on LinkedIn. The first, most basic, is the free, where you can essentially just manage your network. If you're using LinkedIn and are just the casual professional that needs to maintain a digital Rolodex and see what's going on in your industry, peruse a newsfeed, and you want a social media platform to manage your professional life, a basic free account might be all you need. We always recommend starting with the basic to kind of get your feet wet, get to know what the platform's all about. But more and more over the years, LinkedIn is putting more of its features into its premium services. Okay. The most common premium account, the one most of us will use, is the Premium Career, which will help you particularly in a job search. If you're somebody who is in the midst of an active job search, or you are somebody who networks heavily to try and get in touch with new people, LinkedIn Career is something that can be really beneficial for you. We're going to talk about a lot of its features specifically today. This is going to be the account type that we talk about more than anything else. We're talking about some of the features, but primarily this is the version of LinkedIn Premium that the average professional will use. Now, there are a few other types here that I should make a note of. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is for somebody who is really trying to generate leads. If your primary role in business is to build a client base, to understand where your audience is coming from, to do business through your LinkedIn profile and to generate inbounds, Sales Navigator might be a tool for you to use. Recruiter Lite is pretty much what it sounds. It is what it is. It's for recruiting. That is the type of account that the majority of recruiters you will talk to use to find and hire talent. And then Premium Business is more focused, similarly to Sales Navigator, but it's more focused on business insights. So it's focusing a little bit more on that business page that you might have if you're running a business through LinkedIn, or substantiating yourself on LinkedIn with your business. All right. So the biggest advantage to LinkedIn Premium is going to be the use of InMail. Over the years, LinkedIn has changed a lot of how they use the messaging tool and who you can message. Currently in 2023, if you have a basic account, you can message your direct contacts, your first degree connections. Anything second degree or above, you're going to need to use an InMail for. With LinkedIn Premium, second or above, you're going to have somebody need to make an introduction for you. So a first degree connection to introduce you to a second or above connection. However, with Premium, you have the use of InMail. With a Premium Career account, so that base level premium account, you get 5 InMails a month. Those get credited back to you, so you can send out a message to somebody not in your network, anybody in the platform, and it'll use a credit. Now, if that person responds back to you, LinkedIn will credit back that one. So it rewards the dialogue, if you will. So InMail is probably one of the most used features, especially if you're a job seeker where you're trying to reach out to people that are outside of your network to connect, to build dialogue around, so that you're not just shouting into the ether of job applications or, networking for the sake of your business or whatever it is that you are trying to reach out to someone outside of your network for. Some recommendations for those who are receiving InMails. Like I said before, LinkedIn rewards and credits back those InMails. So as a good faith, just for sake of humanity, I guess, when you receive an InMail, even if it's something you're not interested in, you just hit that no thanks or that yes, I'm interested. That'll help on the other side of the computer screen be able to maximize their use of the platform. And hopefully that good faith will come back to you down the road if you're sending out your own InMails. Additional profile insights and accessibility. These are really key to kind of understand what is going on with who's viewing your profile, who's, how you're appearing in searches. LinkedIn with a basic account will give you a taste of who's looking at your profile. But with LinkedIn Premium, you're going to be able to see everybody for the last 90 days with that premium career account who has viewed your profile. Now, you will still see if somebody has actively set themselves as incognito, if you will, or if they've put themselves into private mode, you will still see someone in the San Francisco Bay Area or, someone in recruiting, or, you'll still occasionally see those vague listings, but you will get a running list of everybody who is viewing your profile over the last 90 days. You're also going to see some insights from week to week around what's working for you. So here's just a quick snapshot of mine that I threw in here when I was putting together this deck. And as you can see, you can almost tell exactly when I posted things from week to week, because that's where my viewership will tip. So it starts to give you insights about what's working for you. What are people ignoring? It will also kind of show you in these insights where people are coming from. So on my profile, you'll see that the top location is the San Francisco Bay Area. Not super surprising. I actually did find it surprising that IT services and IT consulting was the top industry that looks at my profile. And then there was a top company that was looking at my profile recently. An interesting thing that I did just discover is that with a premium account, you can have a quote unquote open profile, which is great if you are somebody who is a job seeker or who is trying to have people reach out to you on a regular basis. An open profile means that people outside of your network can contact you, meaning they're not going to have to use an InMail in order to reach out, in order to get in contact about opportunities or, anything proactive that they're trying to reach out to you about. So that is a great advantage for those that are trying to be able to maximize people's ability to get in touch. All right. If you have used LinkedIn Premium at all, one of the biggest things that people will ask me about are the insights around job applications. This little square over here shows what some of the insights are that people will typically ask us about. The most misunderstood insight that LinkedIn Premium has, in my opinion, is the top skills section, any job description that you're looking at. As you can see here, I pulled up a random job description, and it tells me that I have 3 of the 10 most common skills among other applicants. Now, I have a lot of people who will come to me and say, Liz, I'm freaking out. I don't have these skills, but I'm so qualified for this job. Why is it not showing what these skills are or showing that I have these skills? Now, these are the skills. If we read it carefully, it says the common skills among other applicants. So among other individuals who have looked at that job description, who have hit apply to that job description, these are the skills that they have listed on their profile. Now, if you look at some of these skills, these aren't necessarily the skills that somebody that was, I think this was actually a technical writing job. Now, Microsoft Excel was nowhere in that job description. It checked. Microsoft Office. Now, at this point in all of our careers, if you have any amount of professional experience, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel are pretty given skill sets. They're not necessarily the thing that you need to be promoting on your LinkedIn. So don't panic when you don't have some of these listed. Now, I would say like social media marketing, project management, digital marketing, like those were probably important for that job. Now, this wasn't a job I specifically was going to be targeting, so I'm not surprised that I don't see them on my profile. But if you're looking at some of these and you consistently are seeing that there are skills that are listed among other candidates, you might consider saying, hey, is that something I need to be adding to my profile? The other section that I like to call attention to are the seniority levels and the applicant education level. A lot of people will get trigger shy when they see these, and I want to advise you not to, because this is truly just the pool of candidates that are targeting this role, right? Now, that's not to say that there are senior level applicants that are overqualified applying for the role, or manager levels that are underqualified applying for this specific job. So don't take too much stock in it, but it can be a nice gut check to see like, hey, how am I stacking among some of the other candidates? Same goes with the level of degree, right? I know a lot of people will tend to be nervous about, oh, I don't have a degree. I went to the school of hard knocks to get to where I am. Don't let some of these insights completely throw you off course if you truly feel like you are a effective candidate for that position. One of the things I actually really like looking at is the company insights. In Premium, with any job application, and you can actually see what that company is doing in its hiring trends. So you can kind of take a look and say like, oh, look, they've hired a lot over the last, whatever, 2-year growth. They've had 122% company growth over the last 2 years. And specifically with marketing, up 38% in the last 2 years. So it's telling you a little bit about their trends in hiring over any period of time. And I like to call attention to the fact that LinkedIn will actually show you the median employee tenure. So getting an idea of like, okay, most employees are hanging out for about 1.4 years.
Isn't that aren't those employee statistics based on LinkedIn members who are saying that they work for that company? Because LinkedIn doesn't have any other insight into that, like actual head.
That's true. So that is actually a great point, Carl.
Because I see a lot when I look at people on companies, I see a lot of random folks linked into companies that it just feels like there's no way these people are real employees.
Okay, so that I can't necessarily speak to, but what I can say about this is that it doesn't take into account individuals who just let their LinkedIn go stale. There is a significant user base on LinkedIn that will kind of update it and then forget about it, or they'll move on and not update their profile if they're not active users. So it won't take that into account. So there is some room for error in that, but based on the LinkedIn, like the insights that LinkedIn can provide, you can take that with a grain of salt. So
yeah, okay.
But that is a really great point. Some other application advantages. So some things that that LinkedIn now does to help its premium members actually get ahead in the job search. First and foremost is the top applicant feature, where LinkedIn will kind of tell you like, hey, based on what you have in your LinkedIn profile, that's key here. In your LinkedIn profile, you are a top applicant for this job. And LinkedIn will allow recruiters to search for quote unquote top applicant. This is a little bit different than the featured applicant function, which for any premium member that is applying for a job through LinkedIn, meaning the easy apply button where you're actually applying on LinkedIn versus being taken out to another website, LinkedIn will highlight its premium members with a little blue, as you can see here, background, and it'll say featured applicant. Now, this doesn't do much else besides let recruiters or hiring managers know that you are in fact a premium member. It doesn't necessarily put you at the front of the line, because whoever is searching for those is more likely going to be looking for those top applicants, those individuals whose profiles are most aligned with the job. Keep in mind that when you are applying for a job on LinkedIn, that LinkedIn takes a LinkedIn first approach, meaning that whoever is viewing your application is seeing your LinkedIn content before they're seeing your resume. They actually have to click 1 or 2 times through to actually get to your uploaded resume. So it's important that if you are using that easy apply button, or that you're applying directly from the LinkedIn platform, that your profile is optimized for that type of job. So if you're somebody who is going for a one-to-one and it's a very clear transition in your career, it's the same industry, it's the same type of job, it maybe is a step up, but it's by and large pretty easy to see why you would be applying for that job there. You're not having to make a big case for yourself on a specific opportunity. LinkedIn is a great place to apply from. If you're somebody who is making a pivot in your career, who is considering a couple different options, you might consider applying directly from the company website instead, where you can take a resume first approach and let LinkedIn be that secondary tool. Now, keep in mind, recruiters and hiring managers love LinkedIn. Most that we talk to now are saying that they love looking at a LinkedIn profile over looking at a resume first, because a well-crafted LinkedIn profile tells a story. You get to know that individual a little bit better. It feels more personal, right? So a lot of recruiters are jumping onto LinkedIn to find their applicants first and foremost. So when you can, it's great to be able to really focus on how you're building your content to align you with that type of job that you're targeting. But it's important to keep in mind that if you're applying for something through LinkedIn, It will be a LinkedIn first approach. All right. Some of the lesser used features in LinkedIn Premium, in my opinion, are some of its learning and support features. So with LinkedIn Premium, you can actually get interview and resume prep support, meaning you can do mock interviews through LinkedIn in its job feature, where you can actually get feedback from other individuals on the platform. You can actually also upload your resume and get feedback around how your profile, your LinkedIn profile and your resume are aligning with the jobs that you're targeting. And LinkedIn Learning is probably the biggest tool among its learning and support features. LinkedIn Learning, you have, I think it's 16,000 different courses and videos that you can take a look at that are really well produced. They have experts across all different fields to help you increase knowledge, and then you'll get a nice little LinkedIn certificate at the end of that. So with Premium, all of those LinkedIn Learning courses are included, and it's a great opportunity to kind of learn new skills, stay up on current trends, etc. And then lastly, LinkedIn also offers its premium members profile enhancing recommendations. So it will kind of similarly to the analytics show you how you stack against other things, but it will make recommendations about how to update your profile, the industries that you're looking at, the jobs that you're targeting, etc. Now, like I said, LinkedIn Premium is not for everybody. A basic LinkedIn account can get you pretty far. I myself didn't have a premium account until probably about 18 to 24 months ago, and it served me just fine to have a free account. Now, if you are using a free account, some things to keep in mind. You're going to want to really focus on building your profile. You're going to want to make sure that you have an about section that tells your story in an engaging way, a headline that screams, please click on my profile. This is who you should be clicking on, right? Because that headline right at the top is the biggest thing that people will see at searching out profiles. And when you pop up in a search result list, that headline is going to be the thing that people will say like, oh, I should click on that person. That's who's going to be relevant to what I'm looking for. So making sure that headline is aligned for your audience is going to be really important. And then thinking about how you are utilizing the newsfeed on your account. Searching for posts is actually something that you can do at all times. You don't have to be looking just for members. One of the things that I have seen individuals have a lot of success with is actually looking for the job title in posts. I can show you how to do this in a moment, but you can take a look and see who's posting about this job. And you can actually leave them a comment on their public post versus trying to send them an email, etc. So looking at posts is completely open. You can do so without having that premium account. So being able to know how to search within the other areas besides individual profiles will be really helpful when you're maximizing that free account. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop our share. I'm going to open up LinkedIn. So as we are talking today, we can kind of navigate through that a little bit. But if anybody has any questions, now is going to be the time to do so.